This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show at the 2013 NAMM with bass player Billy Sheehan. How's it going, Billy?
I'm doing great. I just did a whole world tour where I used them everywhere, all over the place, and they've been serving me very well. The company's a wonderful company, and the people in it are very personable and very much aware that the artist is an important element in creating these tools that we use, and they've listened a lot, and they're have quality control second to none, and I'm very pleased to be with them.
What was one of your highlights of being in the David Lee Roth band?
Well, Madison Square Garden sold out. The Forum sold out. I played in my hometown, Buffalo, New York, on that tour, on the Eat 'em and Smile tour. And that day, the mayor declared it Billy Sheehan Day in Buffalo. And the same day, they slid the Guitar Player magazine under my door with me on the cover, and I had won the bass poll for the first time. So that was a day of overwhelm.
Do you still love Yamaha basses?
Absolutely, and completely, and unconditionally.
Now tell me, what do you think made you as great as you are of a bass player, where you stand above the rest? What is the secret to your success?
Well, I don't consider myself to be great. I'm still learning. The adventure never stops. I've still got a lot to learn. Every day I play, I discover something absolutely new to me that I never knew before. And I think I'm glad that I have that attitude, because I think that helps just keeping you moving forward. And you never look back on any past accomplishments or what you might have done before. That's conquered territory. Now it's always about the next mountain you're going to climb. So I'm always focused on what I got to improve, what I have to do better, what I want to learn more about. So I'm not thinking about any accolades or any aggrandizement from any quarter. For me, it's just about continuing to move forward, continuing to fine-tune and improve, and continuing also to spread to my fellow musicians as much information and wisdom as I can.
Well, how have you seen your bass playing evolve? Because you would know better than anybody how much you've changed in just the last year.
Sure, yeah, and I have changed a lot. Every year I do. I started out kind of all over the map. Then I focused in one area, then abandoned that, focused on something else, abandoned that, focused on something else, abandoned that. Then I went back and refocused on the things I had abandoned before, then brought them all together in a unified whole. And I'm making this up, really. I didn't have a plan. It just kind of happened that way. You know, I just kind of got into something else, got into something more. And now I spend a lot of time rediscovering things that I knew from my past, the things that I used to know that I don't do anymore. And combining that with what I know now, trying to have just a greater the of things I can do on bass. And it doesn't always mean play faster or play louder. Sometimes the subtleties and the nuances are the most important thing.
What are some projects you're working on right now?
I have a new record with Richie Kotzen and Mike Portnoy, which is a sing-and-song record. It's a blast. It's a rock record. It's really cool. I also have a band called Niacin I've had for many years with Dennis Chambers on drums and a Hammond B3 player. And that new record is coming out. That's called Crush. And I got a new pedal with EBS. They're here at the NAMM show. It's a Swedish company. I made a special bass distortion pedal, and it's really awesome. It's gotten great response, and they're probably going to sell a lot of them, so I'm very happy about it.
Well, the distortion, the bass with distortion is amazing. It's always just been the compression thing, because if you just try to run it through a Marshall or something, a lot of times your notes distort. But
exactly.
If it's compressed right.
Well, the secret to that also is you lose a lot of bass when you distort things. So this pedal splits your signal in two and leaves one signal completely unaffected. However, you can do whatever you want to that signal, and then your distortion is a completely separate thing, which you can do whatever you want to. Then they recombine, so you never lose your low end, you never lose a real bass sound, which is so important playing ensemble, playing in a band. Solo, 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 whatever tone you care for. But what separates the men from the boys is playing ensemble, playing in a band, locking it with a drummer, making a song sound great just because the bass note happens to be the right one in the right place. And that's what kind of this pedal is for.
I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the Steinberger Bass when it came out in the 80s?
I bought one instantly and I loved it. The only problem for me was they were very, very small. The nut was smaller than some guitars, and the finger spacing was very close. So I'm a finger player. I need that Fender size spacing, which is on my Yamahas currently, to get in there to play with my fingers. So I had the honor of speaking with Ned Steinberger several times. He's a wonderful guy, brilliant idea. Just the spacing of it was a little off for me.
Blaring Out with Eric Blair Show with Billy Sheehan signing off.
The Blaring Out Show.